In a meta with 1,000 Pokémon and only 7 viable options, can one trainer take the word of Elite Four member Karen and succeed with only their favorites? Yo, what's good everybody, and welcome to part 3 of Competitive Favorites, where I try to reach the highest rank in Pokemon Sword and Shield using only Pokemon that I actually like. Now, we ended part 2 in the middle of day 2, which is where we're picking up. We ended on a pretty nice win after a pretty devastating loss. If you want to see that, go check that out. If you want to start from the beginning, go ahead and check out part 1. I'll put the playlist of the series in the top right corner of your screen right now. And yeah, we're about to get into the latter half of day 2, and I hope you guys enjoy part 3. Okay, I have no respect for the man.
Oh my god.
Zacian, Kyogre, Calyrex, and Regieleki.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. Our first opponent had what I would consider the most basic and cringe team ever, and I knew I would not have a fun time fighting it. He led as I predicted with Indeedee and Calyrex, but chose one odd move. Indeedee predictably went for Follow Me, so I couldn't kill the Calyrex, but Calyrex went for Imprison, despite me having 2 Pokemon on the field in which that would make completely no sense. Both of my attacks target the Indeedee due to Follow Me, and 1 Flare Blitz and 1 False Surrender later, Indeedee goes down. Our opponent then sends in Kyogre and Dynamaxes it, so I know I'm in for a real treat. The Calyrex chips away at Grimmsnarl and Incineroar with Astral Barrage, and Kyogre takes out Incineroar with a Max Geyser. Grimmsnarl then brings the Calyrex to its Focus Sash with a False Surrender. Next we send in Infernus, our Charizard, to bait the Kyogre into attacking, and we switch it immediately to Eternatus. Little did I know an Astral Barrage would put Eternatus in kill range of a Max Geyser. Impasse, our Grimmsnarl is then able to take out the Calyrex finally. Our opponent's next Pokemon is Zacian, of course. What else would it be? We bring Infernus back in, Gigantamax him, and set up a light screen just in case it makes a difference. The Zacian takes out Impasse with a Behemoth Blade. We use Max Geyser via Weather Ball on Zacian and pray it's enough to kill, which it obviously was not. That wouldn't have mattered anyway though, because a Max Geyser takes out Infernus in one shot through the light screen and we lose our first battle of the part. This isn't even mostly because of misplays, man. This is, a lot of it is starting to come to the whole using Pokemon I like thing. I guess that's the point of the challenge though. This is a team that I can beat very easily, actually. I don't know what happened with this one, but things were going really well until they weren't, and I can tell you one thing, I was humbled and I ate my words pretty badly. I kinda saw the hail coming with the Ninetales and the Sandslash, so I decided to lead with Infernus and Incineroar so I could switch into Ninetales and get rid of the hail, which worked out pretty nicely. Then I had Infernus use Heat Wave to give me the maximum output of damage on these 2 ice types that were sitting in front of me. Unfortunately, we missed the Ninetales, so we were only able to take out the Sandslash that turn. Our opponent then brought in Crocodile, which I thought I was pretty ready to handle. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. See, imagine if Heat Wave didn't miss the Ninetales, though. That is something that would happen to me. That is something that would happen to Daniel. That is something that would happen to me. He would hit that. He would hit Blizzard. Why would he use Blizzard? Are you kidding me? He flinched! Are you kidding me? An incredible series of terrible luck for me put me in a very terrible position in the battle. We missed Heat Wave, we got hit by Rock Slide, killing us, we got hit by Blizzard, which is only a 70% chance, and we got flinched by the Rock Slide, which does not have a guaranteed chance either. So the game really wanted our opponent to win this one. In the next turn, we fake out the Crocodile, take a Moonblast from the Ninetales, and Weather Ball the Ninetales, finally taking it out. I go for the safe play of switching Ninetales into Eternatus so it doesn't get taken out by a Rock Slide. Our opponent maxed the Slowbro and then Rock Slid, and this happened. Fucking flinch me again, wow. Murder. Oh my god! Wow. Oh my god! Our opponent not only flinched our Incineroar, not allowing it to attack, but it critical hit it, bringing it in range of being killed by a Max Geyser, despite it being in the sun. All we had left to bring in was Ninetales, which easily got taken out by a Rock Slide. Our Dynamax Cannon insultingly didn't even kill the Crocodile, and then we were taken out by a Max Mindstorm, losing this complete bullshit game almost entirely to luck. Oh my god.
That might have been the worst battle I've ever witnessed.
That one was all luck.
I'm not saying for you or for the loser. I'm saying that was just the worst battle I've ever watched.
His luck was so perfect. Everything that he needed happened.
please, 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 give me crit, yes! Okay, flinch.
Exactly, bro. He was probably like that fucking dick in hand on the other side of the game. People who use Zacian and Kyogres, they just simply, they just, God doesn't love them. If God is real, God does not love them. Our opponent this time gave us a little bit of a change of scenery. He had the same Pokemon, just in a different order in his party. We were faced with the all-too-familiar lead of Grimmsnarl and Thundurus. The Thundurus Dynamaxed, and we faked out the Grimmsnarl, preventing any screens on the first turn. We used Meteor Beam on Thundurus, which did pretty huge damage, but we were then hit by a Max Airstream, bringing Eternatus to very low HP and making Thundurus faster than both of our Pokemon. This next turn, I ran out of time as I picked my move, so my Dynamax Cannon auto-targeted to the Grimmsnarl, and then we were taken out by an Airstream, bringing the Eternatus' speed back up. We roared the Grimmsnarl out so it couldn't get Reflect up the next turn, and it pulled out Kyogre. I brought my Grimmsnarl in and set up Light Screen so I could take a Water Spout from Kyogre. The Thundurus used Max Knuckle on Incineroar, then Kyogre finished it off with a Water Spout. Grimmsnarl survived the turn as I had planned, and we brought in our last Pokemon, Banshee the Dragapult. The Thundurus' Dynamax had just ended, so we Dynamaxed Banshee, survived a crunch, almost took out Kyogre with a Max Phantasm, and took a Water Spout, which unfortunately took out Grimmsnarl. There was nothing Banshee could do in a 1v4 situation, so I decided to forfeit, losing my third match in a row. Okay, a Rain team. This seems doable. Our next opponent had an actually normal and respectable team, so I decided to just go in and hope for the best. I had a lot of confidence that I could outplay this with my son, and I guess you'll see how that worked out. Our opponent led with Politoed as I predicted, so I switched Incineroar into Ninetales to get the sun up and maxed Charizard and used Max Overgrowth on the Politoed, which also Dynamaxed for some reason. The Barraskewda used Aqua Jet, didn't do a lot. Our Max Overgrowth did huge damage to the Politoed, which then Max Geysered to get the rain back up. I then did a double switch so Barraskewda can't take out Infernus and so I can get the sun back up later. For some reason though, the Barraskewda goes for Aqua Jet again on the Ninetales slot instead of a kill move on the Infernus slot. The Politoed then Geysers Incineroar to take it out. This wasn't terrible for me, but I could have stayed in and not waste my Max if I had known he wasn't going to capitalize on his Barraskewda being faster than Infernus. I then made a similar play to my leading turn, bringing Infernus in and switching Eternatus into Ninetales, getting the sun back up. Infernus takes an Aqua Jet, and its Solar Beam leaves the Barraskewda at 1 HP from its Focus Sash. A Max Quake from the Politoed unfortunately takes Ninetales out. And then I am able to bring Eternatus right back in. Our opponent switches Politoed into Aggron, and then... Unless... Oh my god, yes! Bro, you're bad at the video game, bro! Oh my god, how is your Barraskewda so ass cheeks? Oh my god, I was at like 28 HP and I lived.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
The absolute madman that is Infernus the Charizard took an Aqua Jet at less than 30 HP and was able to pop off a massive Solar Beam into the Aggron, bringing it to 1 HP with its ability Sturdy. This did, however, take out Infernus because of its Life Orb. It is a Eternatus v3 right now. I decided it was my prerogative to take out the Aggron first because it was more of an offensive threat, so I used Dynamax Cannon on it and I was able to just finish it off really quickly, taking it out and leaving just Politoed and one other opposing Pokemon. Politoed did, however, use Earth Power, which did a scary amount of damage. It is Kingdra, dammit, that's game. Unfortunately, game it was. The Kingdra had Swift Swim, so it outsped Eternatus and took me out with a Dragon Pulse. Despite playing this game decently well, except for our one play where we overestimated the intelligence of our opponent, that seemed to have thrown our game for us, and we did end up losing game 4 in a row. Very upsetting. So here we are, grasping above us, trying to reach Pokeball tier. We suffered nothing but loss this episode, but will things start to look up? Time is running out, and we still have a long ways to go. Will we progress further towards our goal or continue to be faced with loss and disappointment? Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out and find out in the next episode. Deuces.